So I'm going to start off with foundation, and the foundation I'm going to be using is Vital Lumiere by Chanel, and that's mainly because I've only got a tiny bit left and I kind of want to use it up before I buy a new foundation. And this is a really nice light foundation for every day, and this is pretty much what I use every day apart from NARS Sheer Glow. And I'm going to be using my new brush by MAC, which is the 130. It's like a stippling brush, but it's really good for buffering in foundation. And it gives quite light coverage too. Now I'm like a really big fan of foundations that give you a glow, because I have quite dry skin, so I always go for something with like a luminous finish, such as NARS Sheer Glow, or this foundation here, Chanel Lumiere, or anything like that. And I think it looks really nice for the daytime as well, because you can't actually see the makeup. It just balances out the skin tone, because I tend to have a lot of redness in this part of my face. Just put a bit on the eye socket. So now I've buffed in the foundation, I just like to go over with my fingers just to make sure there's no lines. So now you can see, you cannot tell that I've got any foundation on really. Then I just go over with a bit of concealer, and I'm going to be using Select Cover Up by MAC in NC20. And I just like to use this with my fingers really. If it was like for a special occasion, I'd probably just use a brush, because I have a lot more time to do it. Now, because this is an everyday look, I like to keep things really simple, but also I like to have a really clean canvas on my eyes to work with. And one of the products I love to use is Lemonade by Benefit, and I've got it here. And it's like a yellowish eye primer, which just cancels out any redness in the eye. And you can just use it with your finger. I just like to put it all over the lid. And it just freshens things up. Just makes you look that bit more awake. Well, now for the blusher, I'm not really going to use any bronzer around here, because I want it to be really clean and simple. And I'm going to be using Mineralized Skin Finish in Rose Quartz. It has like a rose colour, but it also has a lot of shimmer in, so it's really nice for the cheekbones. I'm just going to be using a NARS Kabuki brush. Just dust the colour around and just apply it just here. And it gives a really nice, fresh, healthy glow. It picks up really well on camera as well. This is great on paler skins. So just use a bit of that on the cheeks. Now let's move on to eyes. Now I'm going to be doing quite a quick eye look, and for that I find it really quick to use like jumbo eye pencils or eye sticks, rather than eyeshadows, because then you have to get a brush and then blend everything. And I'm just going to be blending with my fingers really. I'm going to be using the Eyeshadow Fat Eyeliner Stick in Old Gold. And it's a really nice metallic gold. And I'm just going to be roughly applying it all over the lid. Like so. And again. And then you can just blend it out with your fingers. And the more you blend it really, the less dense the colour becomes. It becomes very, very easy to wear and natural. It does give a bit of depth to the eye. So now it's all blended out, you can see it looks really quite natural, and if you wanted to you could probably go over again just on the outer corners, I like to do, and just add a bit more of a contrast, and then just blend out but not as much. So there we go, that's the eyes. And I'm also going to be adding a highlight colour, and this is the MAC, I think it was the Fresh Eyes collection, or the Snow and Ice collection, and this is the Mineralised Eyeshadow in Fresh Ice. And I'm going to be using a NARS blending brush, and just applying it just really in the tear ducts of the eye. And the brow bone. Just adds like a really nice soft look. Really quite spring as well. So now I've done that, I'm going to curl the eyelashes using a Shoe and Mirror eyelash colour, which is my favourite. So now I've curled my lashes, I like to use two mascaras, one for the top lashes and one for the bottom. For the top I use L'Oreal Telescopic because it really lengthens the lashes and separates them. The brush is like a really weird plastic shape, but it's really good for separating the lashes. So now for the bottom lashes, I like to use Maybelline Great Lash Lots of Lashes, and that's mainly because of the brush. It's really small and it's really good to get under the bottom lashes because I like really defined bottom lashes. For me that's what opens my eyes up, so I just mainly just look in the mirror. Sorry if you can't see, it's really hard positioning. So if you've done that, if you've made like a bit of a mess, you can use a Q-tip just to clean up under the eye. So now I like to go in with just a really thin liner on the top, and I'm going to be using Bobbi Brown's Longwear Gel Eyeliner, which is one of the best you can buy, and this is the Graphite Shimmer Ink, which is basically just a black but with a really nice shimmer, which is barely noticeable but it's really nice. And I'm going to be using a Louise Young really small eyeliner brush for this. So with the eyeliner, I've mainly just focused on the outer corner and brought it out a little bit because that's the kind of look I like for every day. And I'm also just taking a bit of the leftover colour and just putting it just under the eye on the bottom. But I'm not going to bring it too far in, just slightly on the bottom like so. So now I'm going to go into the eyebrows. Now, I've recently discovered this fantastic brow product by a brand called Suki, which is a Japanese brand. And they make really, really, really fine eyebrow brushes. And they're so fine that really, when I started to use them, it really looks like no product is coming out. But it's so fine that it just makes a really natural definition. As you can see, it's really, really faint. But I just like to focus on the end of my brows, just make them look a bit more groomed. I don't like the harsh look, I just like it really natural. So start from here, just make like hair-like strokes going across the eyebrow. So that one looks a lot better now compared to that one. So that's the eyebrows done, and I'm going to go on to the lips now. Now I just like to define my lips a bit because they're really small and they're really not big at all. So I like to use the by Terry lip liner, and it comes with a brush and a crayon at the end, and this is the nude colour, and this is called Honey Rose. As you can see, it looks a lot better already. I just like to draw in. And then you can just blend it with your finger. So now I've just blended it with my finger. I'm going to add a little bit of gloss just on the bottom lip, just to make them look a bit bigger. And this is the Laura Mercier Bare Beige, which is one of my favourites. I just like to keep it really natural. I don't like to put a lot on the top lip because it tends to look a bit cheap then. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm just going to set my face just around this area here. I'm not going to mattify the cheeks at all, and I'm going to be using my Dior Forever Powder Compact, which has broken, but I'm still trying to use it. I'm just going to use my huge Sephora brush. Just dust it. Then to finish, I use a setting spray, but at the moment I'm using Claude Elite's Beauty Elixir, which is very much like Gerlique's, is it brightening spray or brightening something, but it just helps set the makeup, and it really tightens your pores and just makes your face look glowing. So spray that. And you can also use this to freshen up throughout the day if you're feeling a bit hot. It's really nice for summer as well. So yeah, that's the finished look. It's very fresh and glowing and just very minimal. It's kind of like the no makeup look. But if you wanted it to look a little bit less like you're not wearing makeup, I'd probably suggest not having the eyeliner, but I really like that to define my eyes because they're quite small. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!